Alright, so you can never really trust the media to give you the reality of a situation or the complete truth. Kind of ironic for me to say, being that I contribute to this by uploading YouTube videos, but I'm a small creator. Just exclude me for the moment, because my opening statement is really directed at these huge media platforms that cover high school basketball, give it exposure like Overtime and Ball's Life and others. Because if you were just a casual fan scrolling on YouTube and seeing a vid about Prodigy prep, the title likely highlighted Julian Newman claiming that he had some sort of amazing performance, leading you and others to believe he was the leader and the best player on his team. The whole time, that was not the case at all. And while I can't put all the blame on the media platforms, because it doesn't take much effort to actually watch some past Prodigy prep games and form an opinion of your own, but it's still pretty wild that someone like the man I'm about to speak on today, Emmanuel Maldonado, who's starting to gain more and more notoriety, was underrated for so many years up to now. And I'd say 99% of the reason for this is because he was playing alongside a well-known, overhyped Julian Newman. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this video about Newman. I mean, I'm aware a lot of my viewers found me from my vid off him, but it's really to highlight Emmanuel Maldonado and why I think he's playing with something to prove in this last season of his basketball high school career. But two things before I get into this video. First off, in the unlikely chance you're watching this and actually think Emmanuel is worse than Newman, just look at these two plays and tell me which one looks like they have to use every ounce of energy in their body just to score 2 points, and which one looks effortless. Point exact. And secondly, before I go further, man, if you're new, subscribe. If you believe Emmanuel finna ball out this last season, sub up. Posting quality hoops content twice a week, maybe 3 times if I got the time. Trying to go to the channel. We steady growing, so big thank you to all y'all. I really appreciate it. But let me get to the vid. So Emmanuel Maldonado is a 6'3" shooting guard who will be playing his senior season for Central Point Christian Academy after playing at Downey Christian School alongside Julian for so many years. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense that he has left now that Julian has graduated, because Emmanuel seemed to have been close with him and the Newman family. So regardless of all the whispers he probably heard the transfer earlier, him playing with Julian until he graduates is probably always a given. But to me, this is exactly what has been the root of him being so underrated, because playing with Newman for him has been both a blessing and a curse. And yeah, I said it, blessing, which may throw some of you off, but really, you cannot deny that playing on the same team as someone so popular as Julian allows for a certain level of exposure. But that's it, because after first being put on the map as quote-unquote Julian's teammate, he could have transferred with his little bit of notoriety and just taken off on another team. For instance, his sophomore season when he dropped 30 against LaMelo at Spire, a lot of people started to realize this guy can really hoop. So if he would have just transferred to another school where he could be the go-to guy his junior year, who knows what type of damage he could have done, because everyone knows, man, any team with Julian Newman and his dad as part of the coaching staff, like things were a Prodigy prep, has the seemingly sole purpose of highlighting Julian and giving him the best chance at getting some D1 offers, and it was all in vain. The one offer he claimed to get from Texas San Antonio was exposed as fraudulent, while in the shadow of Julian for years, Emmanuel still received a D1 offer and piqued the interest of some other schools, even though none of them are major. At least he legitimately has some buzz going for him. Moving on though, let me speak on his actual game and describe to y'all what I see in this man to be claiming he will prove so much this season. In some of his recent AAU games playing for Team Dynasty, he's built upon things I already thought about him, like being an efficient scorer that knows his spot, a reliable jumper, nice handle at that. I mean, he really fits his position as a shooting guard well with his offensive abilities, and it's not like he just hogs the ball. Watching him, you can tell he actively looks for his teammates and has some clever passes in his arsenal instead of requiring a double team or trap from the opposing team just to pass the ball. On top of that, he's pretty active on the defensive end, and that's what smaller guards should do, like get sneaky passing lane steals. And to add on even more, he lets his game do the talking. He's not that loud, he just seems humble. Instead of looking for a flashy play whenever he's scoring. Not even gonna mention dude's name again, but y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, shoot, we can even bring in some games from his time with Newman. Look how he finds his teammates in positions to score. Come on, like, why was your shooting guard playing the point guard role better than the actual point guard? Man, I know Emmanuel will never come out and say it, but that's fine, cause bro, I'll do it for him. Playing with this guy cannot have been fun. There's no way. Knowing you can play well and even still, the next video posted covering your team's play will probably highlight that one specific person. That's wild. Anyway, before I end the video off, I am going to speak on some of his weaknesses and not just going to praise dude all video, along with what I think he needs to improve on to really perform well at the next level, because I'm about 90% sure he will end up playing D1 basketball. But yeah, Emmanuel will need to have some sort of body transformation, that nothing crazy. You don't got to become the Hulk, but I do feel that his current skinny frame will need to go through some sort of bulking as his defenders get bigger and stronger. Because currently, if you watch his finishes near the rim, it's usually a beautiful acrobatic finish, helping to evade his defender. But there will be times where he must finish through contact, and bulking Gumball could just make this easier for him, make him more dangerous offensively, as it would likely lead to some and ones. And for those that may feel like this would take away from his shooting, shiftiness, agility, and all of that, just stop it. The man is 6'3", and according to Rivals.com, just 160 pounds. That's too skinny. My favorite point guard, Kemba Walker, is just 6 foot and weighs 20 more pounds than that. So getting bigger and maintaining these abilities is nothing unrealistic. And yes, I know I just compared a D1 prospect to a perennial NBA All-Star. Don't get on my head. It's just to make a point. I'm aware Emmanuel's just 18 years old, and as he ages and develops, he will grow into his body. But yeah, that's the only quote-unquote flaw I see in this man, because as well as he's playing right now and in past years, he definitely seems to be complete enough of a player to get a D1 offer. Really, hear me out. Under the right athletics program and development, he can maybe even go into the NBA or some pro league, which might be something several of you don't see possible for him. And that's exactly why, even with his current notoriety, he's so underrated. Because, bro, he didn't even make ESPN's top 100 for his class, which is the class of 2021. Just wild. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Emmanuel's already doing his thing in the AAU or in AAU. Honestly, now that he transferred and is in the shadow of no one, I expect him to perform very well this season and be put on the radar of many more D1 schools. Maybe even make his way into ESPN's top 100, which I think he should already be in. But I don't know. Sky's the limit, man. He really deserves it after having to endure all those years with, not even gonna say dude name. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching, bro. Sub up, like this, share all that. I really appreciate y'all watching. We grinding to this 1K, and I'm out.
Young Domiers.